Hey guys, Let here. It's Saturday morning about 7:30. Very overcast skies. We're expecting a giant storm here in the Buckeye State. It is 4 degrees Fahrenheit right now, so it's stinking cold. That's about -15 Celsius for those of you over in the UK, for you get the idea how cold it is. And they say it's going to be colder. We're expecting about a foot of snow, which is going to be wonderful because I'm in my big gouging Chevy and I'll just plow through that stuff. But this morning, I've got a full-blown mission. I'm on the search for Twiglets. I'm heading to Jungle Gems, and we're gonna see if they have Twiglets. If they have Twiglets, we're gonna get us a pack, and we're gonna eat them daggone things and see what they taste like. I've put them off and put them off mainly because of Marmite. You guys know how I reacted to Marmite, but today's the day. We're going to find Twiglets. And I'm gonna take you guys along with me this time. We're gonna head across town and hit up Jungle Gems. I'm gonna show you through Jungle Gems a little bit. We probably won't see the whole store because it's just massive. You have to see it to believe it. I think it's over 300,000 square feet. So it's quite large. So anywho, let's head down the road and get to Jungle Gems. Stay tuned.
Thank you for choosing McDonald's. We're using a mobile app.
No mobile app.
You kind of get you.
I need a large black coffee, that's all.
We're on to the first one now.
Thanks. Okay guys, we are getting close to Jungle Gems. I'm expecting it to be completely packed today, but we are early, so hopefully it's not too crazy right now. They just opened at 8 o'clock and it's just now 8:02, so. But with the storm coming in, I'm expecting people to be freaking out and trying to buy every bit of milk and bread and cheese and butter and bacon they can get their hands on. There's 2 cars up ahead of me going in right now. So you'll see like the tram, train looking thing up in the sky there. That is Jungle Gems. Oh yeah, there's already quite a few people here. See the tram up there, it says Jungle Gems. Okay, there's quite a bit of parking. All right, let me get this big truck parked and then we'll get going in. Going through the Rhino entrance. This is butter. I need some butter, and this here right now is my favorite butter I buy. So we're gonna take one of these home with us. So what I'm gonna do is take you through just the path that I take to get to where I'm going, because the store is so huge. But there's one thing I've got to show you before we go anywhere, and that's the bathrooms here in Jungle Gems. They're pretty cheap. As fancy as this place seems to be with all this wine and beer and alcohol, they spend no money on their bathrooms. Check this out. They have porta-johns for bathrooms, guys. Ain't this sad? Okay, it's kind of like the TARDIS. It goes on back in there. I'm not going to show you all that, but yeah. We all thought that was quite funny when we found out about that. Looks like a porta-john, but obviously it's a giant bathroom on the inside. All right, let's go take my normal path. showing you some butter. This here is cheese. There's cheese on the other side. There's tons of cheese here. I like getting some of this older cheese. This is 6-year-old cheese here, 10-year-old cheese here. We got 30-year-old cheese here somewhere. I like 6 as one of my more favorite cheeses. But I have some of this at the house right now, so I'm not gonna buy some. These are little small blocks of cheese. They're daggone expensive though, so, because everything's imported from other countries and this and that. But we have a ton of cheese here. Cheese from every country you can just about imagine. And this is just one side. The other side is just nothing but cheese also. I'm gonna skip that whole section up there because it's just too much to go through today. We're gonna keep moving. Just got the camera hooked to the handle of the cart. I'm trying to be as nonchalant about this as possible. I'm gonna just walk you over by all the produce so you can get an idea how much produce is here. Then we gotta keep moving on down the store to get to the section we're going to. So here's our produce, guys. Got lobster tails in here, crabs in here. We got live lobsters over here. We got live tilapia. They got, sometimes they have rainbow trout, catfish over here. Look at the lobsters. Tilapia. And there's a whole nother section back there. It just keeps on going. Let's head towards the UK if we can. We're gonna have to go through Thailand to get to the UK. This is Thailand, guys. All kinds of spices and chips that you would get there, and herbs. I don't know what all this stuff is. There's a lot of it. We have some oriental dishes here: tofu, ramen, fried tofu puffs. And if you like to make a big omelet, ostrich eggs. Ostrich egg omelet. That does sound delicious, don't it? They also have emu eggs there. Just every kind of egg you can imagine. Oh yeah, here's our hot sauces. Do you like hot sauce? Check these hot sauces out. These hot sauces here are extremely hot.
Yeah, look at
I believe you have to sign a waiver for those. They're so hot. More hot sauce than you can shake a stick at. And this is just one side. Over there are just a bunch of sauces. I wouldn't call them hot sauce, just sauces. But in the middle here, you can get actual peppers to make your own. Then we come over on this side, and there is more hot sauce. Hot sauce, hot sauce, hot sauce. Here's some Dave's Insanity sauce. I've had some of this. It's very hot. If you're not used to hot stuff, that will absolutely set you down. All right, let's keep moving. We got to get to the UK. Okay, we're going through the Middle East to get to the UK, it looks like. I don't know what all this stuff is. There's just a lot of stuff here from different countries. I hope this comes out. I really do. All right. We're getting over towards the UK. So we've made it, guys. We have made it. So you may recognize some of this stuff. Hopefully you can see all this stuff. There's so much here. Jaffa cakes. Holy mackerel. Look at this. A bunch of, this is the first time I've ever, these are gluten-free also. My wife can eat these and my daughter. Multiple people have said for me to get Jaffa cakes. And this is my first time seeing them here. So Jaffa cakes are going in the cart. I'm gonna grab 2 of them because my wife and my daughter can eat them. They are gluten-free. I'll get 2 of those. So you can see where I've been getting my drinks from. We got the Dandelion Burdock, the Lucozade, the Iron Brew, the Vimto. There's some Fanta. Here's Tizer. Over here is the, right here, a bitter shandy. Somebody was telling me about shandy. So I'm gonna grab a couple of these. I have no idea what they are. I'm gonna grab 2 of these. And I was hoping, I don't see the other thing that people were saying. I can't even think of the name of it now. Let me get 2 of these bitter shandies and we'll get these tested. Some bitter shandies. All right, guys, let's move to the next aisle. These aisles aren't giant, but you know, they're packed with quite a bit. They restock these things every day because this stuff goes fast. I don't know if you guys realize it, but this stuff's very popular over here. So let's look for Twiglets. We gotta find Twiglets. Oh, there they are. Twiglets. All right, guys, we found them. Check this out. Oh, that's a big bag of Twiglets. Look at that. Big bag of Twiglets. Look at that. Big bag of Monster Munch. Is that a big bag or is that? Yep. No, that's 6 bags. Got hula hoops. I don't know what hula hoops are. All right, let's look over here at these. Monster Munch. Sweet and spicy Monster Munch. Grab one of those. It's starting to get crowded in here. I knew it was going to be packed. It'll be crazy here in a little while. I'm going to grab one of these blueberry scones. Make me a blueberry scone also. I'm getting quite a few things. That way I can make a few videos coming up. So I got to show you the frozen section where I get my black pudding, my white pudding. It's not real big, but we've got a few items there. There's actually crumpets. There's crumpets there, and there's scones. I might just buy one of those scones instead of this mix, because them scones over there might be better. I just don't even know. Sticky fingers, wild blueberry scones. It says just add water. I haven't read the directions, so all right, guys, let me show you this frozen section over here, and then maybe you can recommend me one of these to eat, or I'll just try them all. So here we go. Frozen section. We got Cameron's meat pies. And there's some butter. Irish butter. That looks nice. Got some steak and haggis pies, meat pies, beef bangers, some kind of the serene original meat malt loaf. Don't know what that. I think that's Yorkshire pudding. I'm not sure what that is. Let's look. Aunt Bessie's crispy, fluffy roasties. I bet them have meat in them or something. So I need to probably try those. Some good looking pies right there. They kind of look like a pot pie. That's what we call little pies I get over here sometimes. Beef steak and banger pies. There's some smaller ones. That's what I should get to sample. These little tiny ones here. Here's a white pudding, and then we got some of the black pudding over here. Kipper fillets. Look at there, that's Lorne sausage right there. There's some haddock fillets. There's back bacon. So we have some back bacon with a big chunk of fat on it. Then we have some with not. Just depends on which one you get. And then of course they have canned haggis here. Scottish haggis, canned Scottish haggis, which I'm sure is okay. Not the real thing though. All right, to make it easier on me, I am gonna get some of these frozen scones. These are cherry almond, which doesn't sound bad, I don't think. They got plain chocolate orange, butterscotch. I'm just gonna get these, heat these up, see if they're any good. Every time I come here, this fellow here is here stocking the shelves. Never fails. I think he works 7 days a week. All right, so candy. People have said, Led, you gotta try candy. Look at the candy I got to choose from, and I don't know what to pick. I know I've had some recommendations, but I get so many recommendations. Here's some Cadbury chocolate. Just so much. Maltesers, flakes, Galaxy, Jelly Dots, Berry Hearts. I mean, we have got some stuff to pick. Which today I'm not gonna grab no candy. I've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different things. It's quite a bit of work for me. Check it out. Check it out. First time I've ever seen this, and I'm buying it now. Coleman's horseradish. What's Coleman's mint, I wonder? Okay. I'm tempted by this. I have no idea what it is. I have no clue. Mint sauce grown in Norfolk. All right, we're buying it. I'll ask you guys what in the world I use it for, because I don't have a clue. You can see where I get my Coleman's, obviously my mustard. Cherry cola, ginger beer. Oh my goodness. There's just so much here. I've got to stop spending entirely too much money, but it's fun. HP Fruity. I have some HP Fruity at the house. I'm not really sure what cream salad is. I know I've heard people talk about it, but I'm not really sure what it is. All right. Enough time here, I think, guys. Iron Brew. So as you can see, I got a pretty good selection. And then what I can't get, I can order. All right, guys, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna start heading towards the cash register and get cashed out. I got a few items here for a few videos we can make. Just to give you an idea of where I come to get my stuff. All right, guys, I'm back in the truck. Mission accomplished. I hope that video turns out. I hope I'm able to edit that, make it decent. I probably should have put the sound on both sides of my GoPro. I was just running my GoPro in there and I got the media mod on it and I had the front camera on. I should have probably had both now that I think about that. But I think we can work around that. So guys, mission accomplished. Twiglets are bought and several other little items. I bought too much, but what the heck, right? So I'm gonna try the Twiglets right now in the truck. We're not going any further until we try Twiglets and see if we like them. I'm a little bit wondering how I'm gonna handle these because of the Marmite situation. And this is a big bag. This is a lot of Twiglets, a lot of Twiglets. So let me get them open. I'm gonna smell them to see if they don't smell like much of anything. I can smell like a little bread maybe. All right, let me pull a Twiglet out. It's a fat one. That is a fat Twiglet. Look at that. So when you look at them, they almost look like little stick pretzels, but they're not, obviously. So here goes, guys. My first Twiglet ever. Hopefully, hopefully it don't blow my face off. Somebody did comment and tell me that they have just the right amount of the Marmite. I don't think they're Marmite. I think it's something, it's like Marmite, made like Marmite, I think, but it's not. I don't think it's really Marmite. I could be wrong. Anywho, here we go, Twiglets. Okay. So Twiglets, it's not like that Marmite that I ate didn't take me by surprise. Not that I even knew what to expect, because I really didn't. I'm gonna eat one more. So to me they taste like little breadsticks, little crunchy little breadsticks that are almost have a burnt sensation to them. It's not overwhelmingly salty like that Marmite was. It's kind of burnt tasting, and I, believe it or not, I like burnt stuff. Not burnt, but like my pizza, I like it to have a char. If I cook liver, I want that stuff like black on the edges. I like that. I like that char. This almost has a char to it, if that makes sense. This is not something I would buy every day. This is not something I would buy very often at all, but they're not terrible. They're not terrible to me. It's not like, would I rather have the pickled Monster Munch or this? The pickled Monster Munch wins hands down. There's not even a competition when it comes to it. But this is not terrible like the Marmite was. Again, I did eat too much Marmite. I took way too much at once. This kind of makes me think that if I try the Marmite again and do it proper, it may not be that bad. So I'm probably gonna have to do that. So Twiglets, guys, not terrible, but not great. They're kind of in the middle, They're, I would call these a survival food. In a survival situation, you could survive on Twiglets, is what I would say. Other than that, yeah, they're not great. So guys, there you have it. My mission to get Twiglets bought and eaten accomplished. Hopefully we can make that walkthrough jungle gym video look like something decent? And if so, we'll get all this posted. Any comments or questions, guys, please put down below. If you'd like to see a complete video on jungle gyms, because it's quite massive. I don't know if that's something people would actually like to see. It is, there's so much there, it would take me hours to go through that place. There's so much there. I literally walked through, but I didn't show you but a portion of all the countries and a portion of the products they sell. It would be quite the undertaking to do that video, actually. So if anybody wants to see that, we can think about that. Any comments or questions, guys, please put it down below. And if you haven't, subscribe if you could. Let out.